Welcome to Ringside, Muhammad Ali here on ESPN Classic. I'm Brian Kenny, just blocks away from the Brooklyn Bridge, at the site of another historic New York City landmark, Gleason's Gym, home for hundreds of world champions. We're ringside here at Gleason's Gym, and only 2 months after going deep into the fight with Chuck Wepner, Muhammad Ali takes on Ron Lyle. And Ron Lyle, Bert, coming off a loss
to Jimmy Young, who could make anybody, particularly heavy hitters like Ron Lyle, look, as you will, clumsy or set him off. But Ron Lyle has a more interesting story. Just a few years before, as an inmate at a Colorado State penitentiary, he'd been in a knife fight. Severely injured, on the operating table, pronounced dead. Came back to life, and here's what you get, a tremendous puncher.
Angelo, how did this fight come about?
I think the fight belonged because Ron Lyle made a little noise. He was beating people. Big guy, big as Chuck. He's around 6'5".
And a heavy puncher.
And a banger, heavy puncher. In fact, I think he had a fight where they knocked each other down a lot.
He would, yes. He would.
Yes.
I mean, he would go on to.
He was a good opponent.
I mean, this man could punch. There was no doubt about it. And he, as you will see, he landed a few on Ali. This was no walkthrough.
No, it was no picnic.
Chuck, again, coming right off your fight, what were your thoughts on Lyle? You think Lyle have a shot at Muhammad Ali?
Anytime you fight a puncher like Ron Lyle, you're going to have a shot. You know, Ali was doing a lot of that rope-a-dope in those days. You know, letting guys hit him, letting them wear out themselves, and you can't do it with guys like Foreman and Lyle. Although he did, but you know, as we all know now, it did catch up to him in later life. But Ron Lyle could knock anybody out, so Ron Lyle always had a chance.
All right, here's yet another memorable exchange with Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali. This is, again, just before the fight with Ron Lyle.
How do you plan to fight the fight, champ?
Well, I plan to fight my new style, Howard. I want to announce here now the new style about landing the rope sometime, let my man punch himself out. It is called the rope-a-dope.
The rope-a-dope.
Rope-a-dope.
Obviously, the champion enters tonight's fray, shaken, with a full loss of confidence.
Shaken?
Good luck.
You be there.
We will.
And after the man rang the bell, I'm going to jump on the rope and slap Cosell.
Well, how do we not have yellow ESPN blazers like that? That'd be nice to wear one of those, wouldn't it?
It would. What happened to the pants to that suit?
Wasn't rope-a-dope really wasn't in Zaire, or was it coined there and it just led to this fight, or did it really come about the name at that point?
I think Zaire, but nobody knew he was going to do it, including me.
So that this officially became the name.
This was the label at this point.
He made the label. He
made labels he would call his punches anchor punches, as he did against Liston.
Step and fetching gave him the anchor punch.
The rope-a-dope, he called his opponents' names. Muhammad Ali had his own dictionary he just walked around with.
Here we go.
This is
we made all the names, though. It was a combined effort. I mean, Washer Room was Chavallo.
Right.
What would Wepner's name have been?
He didn't give me a name.
Look how big he is. I wouldn't give him a name.
That's why he's sitting next to you.
Let's get to this fight right now. Let's pick it up. Round number 3, again, Ali against Ron Lyle.
And action in round 3 begins. So Lyle, by Pacheco's own admission, has been successful in not falling for the, quote, rope-a-dope, unquote. Ali is talking to Lyle, taunting him. You see the mouth open, the half sneer across his lips. I have wondered about Lyle's concentration in his preparation for this fight. We have openly talked about, as you know, if you've been with us from the top of the program, the sordid nature of his background, the jail term and all the rest. Now he faces new felony charges with a hearing coming up on May 20th. His wife having alleged that he fired a pistol at her. Fortunately missed. But that's the allegation, and of course the hearing will take place under due process on the 20th of May. But you wonder how a man can concentrate in preparing for an opponent like Ali with that kind of thing hanging over his head. Oh, a good quick left and right by Ali. His best blows of the night. Lyle trying to fight back, coming in with a right. No question, Lyle has no fear of this man. Third round action. Live to your homes from the Las Vegas Convention Center. Ali defending against Ron Lyle, the heavyweight crown. Ali has been talking to him steadily from the start of the fight. Lyle's got to be careful of that straight right. Lyle got a pretty good right in himself. Ali has to feel Lyle's punches. What a contrast from the Foreman bout, where Foreman used himself up unwisely, needlessly. Lyle is not using himself up at all. And he got away from that quick flurry, landed a good left to the chest. Not strong, but it connected. Third round is running down. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome back to Gleason's Gym. I'm Brian Kenny, and you're watching the 1975 Muhammad Ali-Ron Lyle heavyweight title fight from Las Vegas, Nevada, here on Ringside. This is the 33-year-old Ali's second title defense after regaining the title in 1974 with a stunning victory over George Foreman in Zaire. For 4 rounds of the Lyle fight, Ali employed the rope-a-dope strategy that was so successful against Foreman. The champion covered up and held back, hoping that Lyle would wear himself out, a la Foreman, but Lyle was patient and stuck to his plan, always picking his spots to attack Ali and making the champ come out in the middle of the ring when he laid back out on the ropes too long. The Las Vegas crowd booed the lackluster action in the early going, and Howard Cosell even said Ali had nothing, that the event was an exercise in dullness. In round 5, Ali switched gears. He began to dance, circling the 20-foot ring with his old flair and sticking his jab. With the pace picking up and Ali stirring memories of his vintage style, the booing turned to cheers. Ali had the crowd back in his corner. Then, late in round 7, Ali got a wake-up call on the ropes. Lyle broke through his defensive posturing with some solid combinations, rocking the champ and spurring him to respond. The round ended with a flurry, and Lyle ahead on the judges' scorecards. So let's head back to the Las Vegas Convention Center for round 8. Ali had boasted that Lyle would not last past the 8th round in the build-up to the fight, and Ali's pride was such that he always took his predictions seriously. He came out in the 8th round looking to finish Lyle off. Here's how the action unfolded on ABC Sports.
They've begun action in round 8 when we had to break so our local stations could identify themselves. Ali hurt Ron Lyle with a right. Now this is 8th round action, and this is the round Ali predicted he would do away with Lyle in. He's got a lot to have to do in a hurry, I'll tell you that. He said between 235 and 243 or thereabouts in this round. Now he's opening up. He's trying to. He's trying to get at Lyle. Lyle is a powerful man, can take a punch. When Jerry Quarry beat him, he hit him with everything he had, and Quarry could punch, I'll say that. And he said, I got tired of looking at the guy still coming at me. Ali is scoring much better, though, in this round. Ali directly above us in his own corner. We're going to run this clock the whole round because of the prediction. Ali got to Lyle in. Ali got to him again with a right when Lyle was off balance. Ali is... It's an amazing thing to look at these two men now in the 8th round physically. We're in the countdown of the round. Ali's legs are not even perspiring. Lyle's are full of sweat. Lyle's whole body full of sweat. Ali's upper body sweating, but with nothing like the profusion of Lyle's. Ali has one weapon that Lyle does not seem to be able to stop, and that's the right lead. Remember, in boxing, from most positions, the right lead is a dangerous punch. It takes longer to reach the adversary than the left, which is closer to the opponent's body. He is not going to knock Ron Lyle out as predicted. Ali is winning this round big, but he is not going to knock Ron Lyle out as predicted. And the crowd knows it. They're reacting. A big round for Muhammad Ali, no question about it. We're going to have to break for a commercial after this round, and we'll be back in a moment. Big round for Ali.
Don't go away. We're just taking a smoke break. We'll be right back with Ringside.
This is Ringside, Muhammad Ali, with special guest commentary from Bert Sugar, Angelo Dundee, and Chuck Wepner. Now back to Ali versus Ron Lyle. Howard Cosell with the call on round 10.
And maybe now we can talk to Angelo Dundee. Angie, give us your capsule impression of the fight thus far, and are you worried about your fighter?
No, I'm not concerned about my fighter. My fighter's going to start handling him now. This guy, Lyle, fought a very smart fight early. He wouldn't wear himself out, so he's trying to cat and mouse game. But it boils down to one thing. Muhammad's the champion. He's the challenger. You got to go and get the title, so he's not doing that.
Are you telling me that you consider Ali ahead on points at this point?
Well, if he's not ahead, I'm blind.
Okay, Angelo Dundee as we pick up with the action in round 10. Angie, of course, vouchsafed what we said earlier, that this was a tactical fight, shrewdly constructed by Chicky Ferrara in Ron Lyle's corner. Ron has been following instructions. Oh, a right got into Ali, the side of Ali's head then. Round live from Las Vegas Convention Center. Ali against Lyle. An exercise in ring tactics. And who knows, maybe Angie is right. It's got to be called a close fight, and Lyle, for most rounds, was the aggressor, though Ali did dance in the 5th and 6th, score with effectiveness, and had a big round in the 8th. No knockdowns, of course. I must say, although Ali continues to talk to Lyle, he's talking to him right now, he is doing nothing, and he seems tired, too. At 2:24.5, he's still talking to Lyle. Lyle has paid no attention to him. He has not been able to beat Lyle. Lyle has not lost his composure.
So we hear in the 10th round that Angelo Dundee telling Howard Cosell his guy is up. Did you think your guy was up at that point, Angelo?
I thought he was. Well, like I told you before, you're a biased bum when you're working with a fighter. You can't help it. Everything my fighter does is magnificent. Everything the other guy does is nothing.
Oh, you were even saying to Chuck the alternating rabbit punches.
Yeah.
His were illegal, your guys were legal.
Naturally. I got a clean fighter.
Where was this fight at this point, Bert? Again, the two judges, I believe, had Lyle ahead.
I thought it was very close. I had it even, but it was very close. And Ali was in for a tough fight because Ron Lyle was, as I said, no walk in the park.
Real power, Chuck, from Lyle. Talk about his power.
You know, you just shook hands with him. Plus, you know, we took pictures together. You put your arm around his shoulder. It felt like putting your arm around a building. The guy was solid as a rock, you know. And you could see that when he took off his robe in the ring. You know, I watched a couple of his fights. I never fought him, but I watched a couple of his fights, and he was a legitimate top-ranked contender, tough guy.
Bert, yeah, we'd see that power against George Foreman.
Oh, you did, and George Foreman and he fought, and they each were knocking each other down. I still remember the call of the fight by Howard Cosell be going, Foreman's in trouble, Foreman's in trouble, Lyle's down, Lyle's in trouble, Lyle's in trouble, Foreman's down. I mean, he hit George in the second round so hard, he almost knocked his trunks off. The elastic broke. I mean, this is how hard this kid, you know, he landed him. I mean, he could hit.
All right, let's get back to it once again. We have Ron Lyle, Muhammad Ali. Let's pick it up once again.
By the way, Alan King doesn't give you an uninformed opinion. He was a fighter. Got out of boys' high school in Brooklyn. Hey, he hurt Lyle. Ali got to Lyle. Lyle is in trouble. He hurt him with a left. Lyle went back against the ropes. He's desperately trying to cover up. Ali won't expend himself while Lyle's against the ropes. But Ali smells blood. 11th round action. And Ali in command. Lyle's eyes are glassy. He's staggering. This time Lyle is ready to go. Look at that. Muhammad Ali. This is Muhammad Ali. The way he can be even at 33. Suddenly from nowhere. The left cut to Lyle. Sent him back against the ropes. Ali in total command. Being separated now. The fight is stopped by referee Bird Hernandez. Lyle is objected, but he is rubbery legged. Chicky Ferrara goes right after the referee. Why stop it? Why stop it? But it's a TKO. Muhammad Ali successfully in the 11th round defends his heavyweight championship of the world. It came out of nowhere. Now he's facing the crowd, talking to them.
Wow, why stop it? I mean, you know, clean headshots, a limp neck. It was past the point to stop you. Times were different, huh? I mean, you're looking at that fight going, oh, you've got to stop that fight.
I think outside the arena they were selling Ron Lyle bobblehead dolls.
That's a dangerous point, but Ali looks pretty exhausted, Angelo. What about that?
Well, Muhammad always could suck it up. He always had this knack, you know, like he did in the 11th round, you know, with Frazier. Same thing. Suck it up, he doesn't. So he did it right there. Now, the interesting thing about this fight was I corresponded with Ron Lyle. The truth, he was incarcerated. So I wanted to give him some juice and everything else, and he thanked me for it. But the thing is, the referee was very smart because he's the next fighter, Bird Hernandez. I recognized him. Nice guy. Florentino Fernandez knocked him out.
Yeah, but he gave Ron Lyle enough time.
Oh, he did. No, he did a good job.
To come back, and then it was obvious he wasn't going to.
He hit him with 15 unanswered punches. I mean, you know, nowadays it's not like the good old days where you banged around a little bit and you could always come back. Now you get hit with 3 or 4 punches and they stop. They jump.
He gave adequate time. He had to give adequate time to recuperate.
Yeah,
and come back.
He had nothing left. Ali was, you know, if the rope weren't there, he'd have been down 30 seconds earlier.
I must tell a story and very quickly about Chuck Wepner. You know how you complain, you got to. One time a referee asked him, because he was bleeding and a little stunned, how many fingers do I have up? And Chuck said,
how many guesses do I get? that was in the Sonny Liston fight. As a matter of fact, my manager, Al Braven, had his hand on my back. I couldn't see his hand, and he tapped me 3 times. And I said, three fingers. And the referee, it's okay, you can come on out.
I mean, but you got to complain. You've got to. That's why he was complaining.
All right. Chuck, thanks again. Well, after the Lyle fight, Muhammad Ali took his show back out on the road, this time heading to Southeast Asia. He fought Britain's Joe Bugner in Kuala Lumpur and then Joe Frazier in the Philippines. Next on ESPN Classic's Ringside Marathon, we'll have the epic finale of the Ali Frazier trilogy of fights, one of the most brutal and bitter in boxing's history. We'll have the thriller in Manila.
The first time he gets right in my face, maybe the first minute. For the first minute, I can see a good hook and a right cross. It's all over. Fight might not go 2 minutes.
All right, welcome back to Gleason's Gym as we turn our attention to one of the most brutal heavyweight fights ever, the Thrilla in Manila. It was September 30th, 1975. No one who saw the fight has ever forgotten it. Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier after they had split their first 2 fights. Now, of course, the contest in 1971 was the fight, or the fight of the century, when Smokin' Joe retained his world title at Ali's expense at Madison Square Garden. Their second fight, 1974, also at the Garden, a non-title bout, though, that was won by Ali. 9 months after beating Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali regained the heavyweight title with his stunning upset of George Foreman in Zaire. All right, let's pick it up right now. The third fight, how did this happen in Manila? What happened, Bert?
What happened very simply is that Ali had just retired after the Bugner fight, or so he said. And as you know, Ali made more comebacks than Frank Sinatra. So he's in his hotel room watching Joe Frazier, who now is going downhill. He's not, his career is descended. I mean, George Foreman, et cetera, I can beat him, I won him, let's go. He thought he was getting a tired and retired Joe Frazier.
Angela, what are the thoughts right now as far as Joe Frazier? Where did you think he was at? What did you think he had left in the tank?
Well, he wanted it. That's the key. And what he had left in the tank was plenty. And
did you think so at the time?
He had a shot. Yeah, sure. Yeah, because
did Muhammad think so at the time?
Diverts away from this kid being a hard worker. He was a tremendous gym worker, and he loved it. It was like going to a party every day in the gym. And that's the way he was. He gets himself in tremendous shape, mentally always high, like he's going to win it. He never was negative. He only was negative on me one fight, the Spinks fight. I couldn't make him believe.
Which one, the first or
second? A kid with stinking 7 fights would beat him.
Right. Oh, the first
I said,
one.
he's a tough fight, tough guy. That little guy going to beat me 7 fights? Ain't you crazy? You know, that's what he hit me with.
And yet Ali was doing his, it'll be a thriller and it'll be a chiller and a thriller when I beat the gorilla in Manila.
Al, where is Joe Frazier at this point?
Yeah, you know, Joe Frazier was certainly, in most people's eyes, diminished, and that's why people speculated that Ali took Frazier thinking, as one writer put it, that he was 2 rounds away from a tin cup and pencils. I mean, it's a cruel way of putting it, but that was what was written in one magazine. And of course, the fact of the matter is it was nothing of the sort. And that also led to speculation, Ans, which you've said is not true, that Ali took this fight lightly in terms of his training. A lot of people wrote that and said it later.
Well,
but he didn't, obviously.
Yeah, he goes over. This is the Fernando Marcos Memorial fight, you know, and I think a couple pairs of shoes were purchased by his wife just for the dedication.
Why was it in Manila? What's the politics behind this?
Well, remember, Ali had fought the previous fight in the Orient, in Kuala Lumpur, and he was sort of doing a world tour, and there was money out there. Every time there's money out there, there will be a fight there. And there was a heck of a lot of, Manila wanted in on this traveling circus of big events.
What was it like behind the scenes, Angelo, as far as, because we know he's there with, his girlfriend is there, his wife shows up, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. What is it like?
Look what a game guy he was. He cut Marcos and he said, "This is my wife." Oh, yeah, my God, national television. Oh, you know, I mean,
that's a game guy?
And Belinda's black belt karate.
It's a man living on the edge.
In New York, we say, "This is my niece."
No, you know, he did. I was at the party. You know, Marcos actually is the wife crazy about Muhammad because, you know, he captivates everybody. And when he came out with that, he said, "We're in trouble."
That was it. And he's got Veronica. And so Belinda flies out because he's introduced Veronica.
My wife Helen tried to sidetrack her, but it didn't work really.
How much of a distraction to Ali at that point? I mean, that's got to be distressing.
Nothing bothers Muhammad. I'm telling you, he's that kind of a kid. I mean, he takes those things like it bounces off of him.
All right, let's listen in. Let's listen in. As Bert had mentioned again, he's at his glib best. Here's Muhammad Ali in the Philippines.
It will be a killer and a chiller and a thriller when I get the gorilla in Manila. Come on, gorilla, we in Manila.
He knew that I was tough. He couldn't frighten me with his words So he went with another tactic of calling me a Tom. And then from Tom, I was ugly.
He's so ugly, his face should be donated to the Bureau of Wildlife.
Al, what's your take on the animosity between the two? And Frazier treated cruelly.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that when the final history of this is written, that for the most part, Muhammad Ali will be taken to task somewhat for the fact that he probably went over the line. I believe he did. Truthfully, I believe he did go over the line with Joe Frazier, and whether he did it intentionally, whether it was just a byproduct of what he said that made Joe Frazier angry, some of the things that were said, I personally think went a little bit too far.
Let's Angela.
Well, guys weren't used to Muhammad, doing those kind of things, because we would do it in the gym workout, and we say, "Oh, Angelo, that's Joe Frazier. Excuse me, ma'am," that kind of stuff. And we would do it out of the top of our head. We had all those kind of little things, gimmicks, and like I said, it was a party at the gymnasium.
But when you say it to his face, and granted they wrestled a couple of times as they did on Cosell's show.
Yeah, but let me straighten you out with that, okay? What happened there, Joe Frazier was going to hit Rudy, because he was on the sideline, and Muhammad say something, that's right. That's right. So he's edging up to Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier's balling his fist. He's going to nail him. So Muhammad grabbed him, so he wouldn't get his brother hit.
What's your take, though, Angelo, on what the two had to say to each other, and Ali taunting and being cruel to Joe Frazier?
I mean, and saying gorilla, which is not exactly.
No, that's not nice. Yeah.
I mean, okay, so you do accept that.
Was part of it to get under his skin, or
it's
was
like
it
somebody
just
called me Mussolini? Wouldn't be nice. What's the difference?
I wouldn't do that to you.
No, but believe me, it's a one-sided hate. Muhammad don't hate anybody. Know what I mean? And he did it. He was having fun, really. Somebody handed him a gorilla, so he invented it with the gorilla. But I don't think he had any malice. I mean,
but Joe does. Joe bears.
Joe, I know. Well,
Joe bears hurt.
Joe's from South Philly, and he's a tough sucker. I mean, I'm a Philadelphian too, but we get away with it. But Joe really, I don't blame him. What the heck? You're only human.
Yeah. Came out in the ring as well. Let's pick it up. Round number 1, the Thriller in Manila.
Wearing light blue trunks with white stripes, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, the challenger and former heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Frazier. And Larry Nadayag. Referee Sonny Padilla Jr. 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Frazier's smiling as Ali talks to him. It's 15 rounds. The ring is 21 by 21, a rather large ring.
Which is beneficial for Ali.
And which should help the champion. It's 15 rounds, and here is round 1.
worked the body. Frazier keeps smiling as he corners Ali to the rope. Ali beats him to the punch. The referee call is Padilla. Ali apparently doesn't want to get trapped on the rope. A minute to go in round one. Ali holding behind the neck there.
Welcome back to Ringside, a Muhammad Ali marathon. Classic takes you back to the Thrilla in Manila for round 2 of Ali Frazier 3.
We're waiting for round 2. That was a big round for Muhammad Ali. No question about it. But Frazier always loses the first round. Around the neck. Frazier's still smiling as he pours in. Frazier working the body, Ali working the head. Two minutes left in this round. Sending him off. almost exclusively. Ali holding around the neck again.
Frazier starting slow, being dominated by Muhammad Ali in the opening 2 rounds. Ali in attack mode from the first bell. And in the 3rd round, Frazier starts to find his range. Let's get back to the nonstop action in the Thrilla in Manila.
Angelo Dundee a little late getting out of the ring in Ali's corner. Round 3, scheduled for 15. Good punches by Frazier now as he's got Ali on the rope. Ali with the rope-a-dope. Frazier looking for an opening here. Almost a replica of Ali and Foreman last year.
There's an exciting round 3 in that fight. Al, I want to start with you and get to Angelo. When Frazier is energetic and he's bobbing his head, it's a very different fight because he's not getting picked off on the way in, and he's effective in that round.
Absolutely. This fight is a dream to analyze. It's like, where do you begin? There are so many great things. Yes, his defense coming in better than some others. There are a couple of things about this fight that I think are fascinating. Number one, he's better at dealing with the rope-a-dope than George Foreman because of a couple different things. One, he will go from side to side and do angles. Number two, his body punches are short and compact in the inside. And number two, he's using more of an arsenal. He's using uppercuts, etc. And as we see, head movement stopping Ali from hitting him with those counter punches.
His hooks are not compact, they're compactor.
Yeah, that's for sure. Angie, I've never seen anyone land more clean body shots than Joe Frazier ended up doing in this fight. It was astonishing.
Muhammad gave him the body.
Yeah.
He figured you want to empty his tank. I said, you're nuts. You don't want to empty no tank. And,
right. This guy's
one
tank
thing
doesn't
he
empty.
did there, my buddy here recognized that he was hooking. Said he didn't hook before in the other fights. I didn't want him to hook because you never hook with a hooker,
right.
or you don't go out with a hooker. You gotta.
Am I on the right show here?
Yeah,
Just Sex in the City?
I'm too young even to be here for this kind of talk, but because when a guy like Muhammad Ali throws that left hook with a guy that throws hooks, it's seductive, isn't it, to do that?
The guy's got a short arm. Boom! This shot's in.
Angie Dundee once told me, if you know him, I would tell him I remember, that Muhammad Ali was brilliant on the outside, but in the inside, he wasn't as great a fighter. And he's giving Joe Frazier the inside, which is his wheelhouse. That's where he sets up his office.
What do you think at this point in the fight, Angelo?
Well, the way he was hitting this guy's shots so freely, I was very, very confident in the fight.
How about the shots that he was taking? Another thing, Al, is that he's throwing the body shots. Frazier is right on the belt line there,
which
you know is doing damage.
On the hips.
Hips, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what were you concerned about that? Were you trying to, dissuade that or get a referee to look at that? Because that's right on the line.
I know what I'm doing, man. He's how
That's
big
what
as
he's
he
saying to
is.
you. Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. So
right.
no, you only do so much. You can make him.
Does he always listen to you? Or do you have to instill in his mind's eye that it's Muhammad Ali?
I do all the instilling before.
But then you have to pick it up and make him think it's his idea?
If I would have gave that kid a direct order, he wouldn't do nothing, okay? So what I do, I angle and, diplomacy, and I use it with this kid. And that's why we got along so famously.
All right, it was a great third round. We'll get back to it. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, the action continues. Again, it's Fast and Furious from Ali Frazier 3, the thriller in Manila. This is Ringside right here on ESPN Classic.
Frazier the aggressor. Ali posing again.